Welcome back into the new Killer series. Today we're going to talk about Slender Man. We'll go over exactly what Behavior Interactive would need to do to license Slender Man into Dead by Daylight. Slender Man is the 9th most hyped chapter that a ton of people want to see in DBD. We're going to be talking about the backstory of Slender Man 2. There are some disturbing Slender Man related events from the past that could affect Behavior's decision to license this chapter into the game.
He's like an open source creature. You can ascribe to him whatever trope or whatever you find frightening. And that's, I think, part of his, his appeal to a mass audience.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Schmuckles. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I also stream on Twitch on Wednesday and Sunday nights. The link for that is in the description below. When I looked on online forums, I found a whole bunch of ideas for Slender Man. Many content creators have contacted me about Slender Man concepts, and I've seen many well-developed concepts that seem pretty plausible. Slender Man is a very anticipated license, and everyone thought that Slender Man was going to make an appearance in DBD in Chapter 16 for the 4-year anniversary.
When thinking about the physicality of Slender Man, forests are often very scary, creepy places. It plays a huge part in a lot of horror, a lot of ghost stories and whatnot. But I also wanted him to appear anywhere. Like, you could be on an elevator in the middle of an urban environment and he could still be there.
Eric Knudsen is the creator of Slender Man. It's actually quite a story. On June 8, 2009, Knudsen went under the alias Victor Surge and uploaded 2 photoshopped images to a thread titled Create Paranormal Images on the comedy website Something Awful. The idea was to see who could use their Photoshop skills to create the best new mythological creature. The images had an unnaturally tall figure being in a prim black suit in the shadows behind a group of young teenagers with long, eerie arms.
When I started doing the posts and the pictures, I was just impressed that the people in the thread itself thought it was really cool and interesting, and really never expected it to go out of the thread. I think someone even in the thread remarked like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we put these out there and people thought they were real, because it's so interesting and unique and strange.
Knudsen revealed in an interview that his inspiration for Slender Man came from Stephen King as well as Silent Hill and Resident Evil. On April 7, 2011, Slender Man became a part of Creepypasta, which is the ultimate online hub for horror stories and paranormal encounters. In 2012, the video game Slender: The 8 Pages was released. It was developed by Parsec Productions. The game gained a cult following through Let's Plays by PewDiePie and Markiplier. There was also a thread of imitation and fan-made games made. It began a totally new genre of horror games on YouTube, with the most notable release being Five Nights at Freddy's. The sequel and commercial version to the Slender Man game, Slender: The Arrival, was released by Parsec Productions and Blue Isle Studios in March 2013. The game's protagonist is Lauren, and a lot of people want to see her as the new survivor in a Slender Man DBD crossover. There's some possible controversy that has occurred with Slender Man that could be contributing to why Behavior hasn't licensed this chapter into DBD yet. On March 31st, 2014, 2 12-year-old girls stabbed their classmate in an attempt to sacrifice her body to Slender Man. Would Behavior be open to licensing Slender Man after a case like this? 3 girls, Bella, Morgan, and Anissa, were having a sleepover. While playing hide and seek, Morgan and Anissa attacked Bella, and Morgan stabbed Bella 19 times. Bella crawled out of the woods to a roadway. A passing cyclist saw her and alerted authorities, and Bella survived the attack. For some reason, Morgan and Anissa believed that Slender Man lived in a mansion in Nicollet National Park in northern Wisconsin. They were arrested the next day while walking alongside a nearby highway, allegedly on their way to the park where they believed Slender Man lived.
I thought it was just about proving that something most people thought wasn't real was.
So this is, and who are you talking about?
The character?
Right.
Slender Man.
All right. Why did, what motivated you to conclude that you had to kill someone in order to follow through with whatever program you had with Slender Man?
It wasn't my idea. Morgan came to me one day telling me that we should prove that Slender Man existed, and I asked her how, and she said we had to kill somebody, and I said okay, because I thought it was just a joke, honestly.
I stabbed her with a knife.
And what part of her body did you stab her?
Everywhere.
Do you know how many times you did it?
19.
Both attackers have been diagnosed with mental illnesses and face up to 65 years in prison. When questioned later by authorities, they reportedly claimed that they wished to commit a murder as a first step to becoming proxies for Slender Man. They were afraid that Slender Man would kill their families if they did not commit murder. Anissa and Morgan told officers that according to this logic, Bella's death would earn them protection from Slender Man. Afterward, they said they would go live with him in his mansion in the forest, morphing somehow into mini monsters. Not unlike the way humans who have been bitten by vampires are said to become vampires themselves. So the next day, the legend of Slender Man was front and center on television, in newspapers, and was trending on Twitter. The conversation around the case rockets Slender Man into mainstream as people continue to question about the strange fictional creature's impact on young people. These are the pages taken from Morgan's notebook, including a packing list for what the girls would need after the attack. Knutson was hounded by terrified parents and obsessive media. On June 4th, 2014, Knutson responded, "I'm deeply saddened by the tragedy in Wisconsin, and my heart goes out to the families of those affected by this terrible act." Morgan was diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia, and both Morgan and Anissa went to juvenile hall and then prison. Actually, about a month ago, it was announced that Anissa is getting released early. She's now 19 and has only served 4 years out of her 25-year sentence. She argued that she earnestly believed that Slender Man would kill her family if she didn't stab her classmate. Morgan is still committed to a 40-year sentence in a mental institution. In 2014, while in a mental institute, Morgan said that if Slender Man told me to break into someone's house and stab them, I would have to do it. There was a Beware the Slender Man documentary released in 2016 that went over this entire incident. Even after these two girls attacked Bella in 2014, there was another incident as well where a teenager stabbed their mom to appease Slender Man. A lot of families affected by the Slender Man motivated attacks have asked the movie studios to not make movies on it, and some of the major companies still did anyways. Despite his folkloric quality, Slender Man is not public domain. Several for-profit ventures involving the Slender Man have unequivocally acknowledged Knutson as the creator of the fictional character, while others were civilly blocked from distribution, including the Kickstarter-funded film after legal complaints from Knutson and other sources. Though Knutson himself has given his personal blessing to a number of Slender Man-related projects, the issue is complicated by the fact that while he is the character's creator, a third party holds the option to any adaptations into other media, including film and television. Knutson himself has argued that his enforcement of copyright has less to do with money than artistic integrity. "I just want something amazing to come of it, something that's scary and disturbing and kinda different. I would hate for something to come out and just be kinda conventional." As of May 2016, the media rights to Slender Man have been sold to the production company Mythology Entertainment. This is the company that produced the 2018 Slender Man film. However, I'm not entirely convinced that Mythology Entertainment owns Slender Man. On July 26, 2018, Sony was taken to court over Slender Man threats. After acquiring the rights to a creepypasta internet meme, Slender Man, Sony attempted to warn another filmmaker against infringing its IP. Now myth and reality will be explored in Texas. A lawsuit was filed in July 2018 against Sony Pictures. Sony faced a Slender Man lawsuit after sending cease and desist letters to Fam Factory. A cease and desist letter is a document sent to an individual or business to stop the alleged illegal activity. Fam Factory filed a lawsuit against Sony Pictures over their upcoming Slender Man in an indie film titled Flay, that Sony says is a copycat of the internet urban legend that they bought the rights for. Sony's Scream Gems division acquired the motion picture rights to Slender Man from Knutson, who, according to one of those cease and desist letters to Fam Factory, registered his character for copyright in 2010. The studio is proceeding with the film despite the victim's father complaining that the movie is extending pain all three of these families have gone through. So let's see if we can make sense of this. In 2009, Eric Knutson created Slender Man. In 2010, Sony Screen Gems registered this character for copyright through Knutson. Sony Screen Gems is a sub-company of Sony Entertainment. Despite the fact that some sources said that Mythology Entertainment owns the rights to Slender Man, I feel confident that it's either incorrect or Mythology Entertainment is tied to Sony or Knutson, because Sony tried to stop Fam Factory from making a copycat film via sending them cease and desist letters. So Fam Factory filed a lawsuit against Sony, and Fam Factory actually won. But the point is, if Behavior were to license Slender Man into Dead by Daylight, they would need to go through Sony Entertainment. They own the Slender Man copyright license. I haven't found any interaction between Sony Entertainment and Behavior Interactive. They didn't list Slender Man as a movie or video game license in the satisfaction survey. Matthew Cote and other Behavior Interactive devs have not mentioned Slender Man in any interviews either. It's kind of strange because Slender Man is really hyped and there's so many fan-made concepts. Slender Man is definitely one of the icons of American horror culture. We'll definitely post more videos if any other information comes out on Slender Man. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see that content when it comes out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.